If I hear one more negative thing about Jason Tatum in the media, I'm going to lose my mind. I don't understand why, as a fan of the Celtics, I can't just appreciate and soak in greatness in a beautiful manner. Last night, I'm watching the game, and before I put the game on mute, before I turn the volume all the way down, I had to listen to the worst broadcast in NBA history. That's the first thing. But more importantly, I'm constantly disturbed with the amount of hate that Jason Tatum is getting in the media right now. He's getting an unfair amount of criticism. When you look at him versus other players and the criticism that other players get versus Jason Tatum, it doesn't compare. But then you say, well, he needs to win a champ. He's been in the league for this amount of years. His standards are higher than a 22-year-old Anthony Edwards. I get that. That's fine. But don't say that Anthony Edwards is better than Jason Tatum. And then when Anthony Edwards does what Jason Tatum did, don't switch up and have different opinions about both players' performances and try and create a positive outlook on one of them just because you like the player and a negative outlook on the other just because you don't like the player. We all saw game one of Dallas versus Minnesota. I know I didn't talk about it a lot yesterday. I know it was supposed to be the recap show of Dallas versus Minnesota, but I'm sorry, Luka Doncic, he took care of business, and that was all that really needed to be said. And guess what? Who didn't show up? Anthony Edwards. How many points did he have at halftime? I don't know, like 2 points. So how many points did Jason Tatum have at halftime last night? 4? Was that what it was? Okay. How many points were they winning by? 6? How many points were they winning by most of the game in the first half? 10 to 15, right? So the Celtics were handling business, controlling on their home court, winning a game 2 and playing the right way, something they have not done this playoffs. And all the media, all the broadcast would focus on is Jason Tatum is not making his shots. This is basketball. This is a game where there's not one player on the court. There is 10 players on the court, and there's bench players, and there's coaches, and there's fans. It's not just about one person. I know I always make it about one person. That doesn't mean that you have to copy as the media and make it about one person yourself. Hello and welcome back to the Morning Jackpot, presented by SoBet.io. If you are new here, if you are tuning in for the first time, make sure you sign up for SoBet. SOBET. It's fairly simple. I think you can get it right. SoBet.io. Go search it up. And if you don't know what SoBet is, and you're like, why are you telling me to go search up SoBet? Listen, fellas. I heard my buddy Gutsy say it on the first show of the SoBet podcast. What did he always want as a sports bettor? When he was 16 years old, he always talked about he just wanted to have a platform where you could pay for it, but it was cheap. And more importantly, there were multiple people on it giving you the plays, giving you the picks, and teaching you how to sports bet. Because I think we have grown up in a time now where sports betting is very oversaturated and we have no idea who to tail, what to pick. The books are getting us every time. And so SoBet in many ways is just your solution. You're going to have fun sports betting. We all sports bet because we want to have fun watching these games. But you would want to have more fun by winning the bets that you place. So you go sign up for SoBet. You use code Jackpot. You're paying like 33 cents a day to get all these picks predictions by the expert analysts on SoBet. I promise y'all, this is not something that you want to be missing out on, especially during the NBA playoffs. And if you don't know NBA, if you don't know MLB, you can tail their MLB plays because respectfully, they're doing the research, not you. So just rely on the greatness of these sports betting handicappers on SoBet to provide you with the best possible research. So go sign up for SoBet using code Jackpot to support the show. Let's get into today's episode of the Morning Jackpot, presented by SoBet.io. Wow. Jason Tatum. Do we have any chats? Let's see if we got some chats. Ooh, we got some chats. All right. Let's check them out. So, first chat, Broom. I love it. Second chat, oh, another Broom. I love it. Third chat, Jason Christopher Tatum. That is his full name. His middle name is Christopher. Shout out Jason Christopher Tatum. He the GOAT. I don't know what that means. Haters will hate. Jalen's face of all voters. I can't wait to find out how the media discredits the Celtics after winning it all. I know that's the funniest part about all of it is like, what are they going to say when we win it? Because they've said all these different things when we're about to win it, or we're Tatum doesn't play well in a given night, doesn't shoot the ball well, and they're gonna pick at that specific game because they have nothing better to do. I'm watching the broadcast last night, and I'm like, is ESPN just trying to find ways to rattle Celtics fans right now because they know that Celtics fans are the ones watching this, and that's going to create more clicks? Like, what are we trying to do? Can we just watch the game, announce the game, do our jobs, recap the game? The halftime show, can you provide analysis and not just hating on Jason Tatum? I'm tired of it. Like, we heard this news that TNT's going down, not TNT, the Inside the NBA. We heard that Inside the NBA is going down, and we don't really know the certainty of the situation and what's going to happen next for the Inside the NBA crew. But obviously, we all like that halftime show. I'm going to sit here and tell you right now, if we are left with ESPN covering the game of basketball, and that's the halftime show, and ESPN is like owning everybody, it's like, what do we do? Because as Celtics fans, I can't enjoy this. This is the greatest team in my lifetime. This is the greatest basketball team I've ever witnessed. And they're ruining it for me. And by they, I'm not talking about the Celtics. I'm not talking about Tatum. I'm talking about the media. The media has ruined this basketball season. The media has ruined this playoffs. The media has ruined Jason Tatum and the player that he is in this moment. I know who Jason Tatum is. I've seen it. And all the media does is try and tear him down. It's not about criticizing him anymore. That's not what it's about. This is about tearing a player down who is 26 years of age, who has done nothing but successful things in the NBA. You got teams like the Charlotte Hornets and Washington Wizards, and you're saying that Jason Tatum is not performing. He's been the best player in basketball for the past 3 seasons. Say Jokic, fine. We make this claim all the time. Say Jokic. I dare you. If not Jokic, it's Tatum. So everyone on ESPN that's hating on Jason Tatum, you're wrong. You're not saying the right words, but more so, he's been the best player in basketball, and nobody sees it. It's not all about points. It's not all about shots. I get it. Tatum's not hitting his shots right now. He cannot make a 3-pointer. I get it. I was wrong. He didn't hit his over on 2.5 threes. But that doesn't mean that he's not playing well. That doesn't mean that he's just an irrelevant character to the Celtics, and he is not the reason in any way that they won that game last night. I get that, but he was effective. He had 20-plus points in the second half. He came to play, and Jaylen Brown had 40 points. Jaylen Brown had 40 points. Everyone's saying, well, that means that Jaylen Brown's better than Jason Tatum. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It means that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are the greatest duo in NBA history. That's what it means. It means that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are a two-headed monster. If you think Jaylen Brown is better than Jason Tatum, then how good is Jaylen Brown? How good Is Jalen He's not. He's not better than Jason Tatum. I'll tell you that. I hate to burst your bubbles. Jalen Brown is not better than Jason Tatum, but we are allowed to talk about Jalen Brown scoring 40 points and that just being the positive of the night. We don't need to say Jalen Brown scored 40 points, but Jason Tatum did not show up in the first half, so we're just going to hate on Tatum all morning. How about you show love to Jalen Brown? Oh wait, they didn't even put him on all NBA team. So they're not gonna show him love. Nobody's gonna show Jalen Brown love. Why would anybody ever show Jalen Brown any love? It's just frankly disrespectful the way that the media approaches Jalen Brown, because not only did Jalen Brown deserve to be an all NBA team, he deserved to be on at least the third team. At least. I think he should have been on the second team. It's the bias against the Celtics. Do you guys know that Jalen Brown had an MVP vote halfway through the season, 3/4 through the way of the season? He had a fifth place MVP vote, and he didn't make an all NBA team. Devin Booker did not deserve to make that NBA team. I don't even know who else was on the all NBA third team, but it's just very disappointing that the media is ruining this. The media is ruining this for us. We're going to win the championship. We're going to do it in a fashion that is so beautiful. We're going to do it the right way. We're going to play either Dallas or Minnesota, and we are going to dominate, and we're going to win in a victorious fashion, and Jason Tatum will win finals MVP, but the media is ruining it. I can't even watch these games in peace. I can't even watch these games with happiness anymore. I just got to watch them and with a straight face. I mean, my team's up 11 and I can't crack a smile. When Tatum doesn't play well, they hold him to a Jordan standard. When he plays incredible, they say he's not a top 5 player. It's simply pathetic, and I won't stand for it. Man, Isaac, these words are so brilliant in so many ways, in so many fashions of life. I mean, you just got to think about it, bro. Jason Tatum, when he rose, when he became a part of the scene, and I'm talking about 2022 when he went on the championship run. Game 6 against the Bucks, that's what stands out to me. You don't score 46 points against the best player in basketball in a game 6 on the road court to survive, and you're not one of the best players in basketball. And that's why everyone jumped force on Anthony Edwards. I get it. But Tatum did it 2 years ago. And Tatum's more established. He developed his team. Everyone always says the Celtics, they have so much help around Tatum. You do realize that Jason Tatum is the reason why they're so good. Jason Tatum is not only the reason why the Celtics are so good, Jason Tatum's the reason why the players around him are so good. He makes everybody around him better. Jason Tatum's presence on the court is better than any other player in the NBA other than maybe Steph Curry and maybe LeBron James, who has gotten a little too old at this point. So I would put Tatum as a more impactful player without the basketball, just in terms of presence and greatness. Even as a Pacers fan, I'll agree that Tatum gets a lot of criticism. Yeah, he gets a lot of criticism, but if he's not playing well, this is not a second place trophy award. You're allowed to criticize Jason Tatum. You're allowed to say he's not playing well or he's not doing this, not doing that. But when it becomes too much or it becomes out of hand, it becomes a place of hate where it's not deserved or needed. That's when I raise my voice. And that's when I say, Jalen Brown had 40 points. Let's talk about that. The Celtics dominated a game 2 at all fashions of the game. Let's talk about that. They have not won a game 2 this playoffs. And everyone is talking about the Celtics. They're not good at home. The Celtics, they can't win a game 2. Both of those things, they're myths. I hate to break it to you. That will say Celtics should win because they are a super team. they will say. Yeah. No, I mean, when you look at this Boston Celtics team and if and when they win the title, we all know the media is going to react in a certain way. They're going to try and discredit Jason Tatum from this championship. And I ain't buying that. I will not let that happen. I promise you. I promise each and every one of you. If the media tries to tear Jason Tatum down, I will be there. I will be there to catch that fall. Ain't nobody going to talk about Jason Tatum like that. I'm here. You listen to me. Because what we heard on that broadcast last night was a disgrace to the game. Doris Burke, I never want to hear you on air again. JJ Redick, I like you. You're not meant for the broadcast game. You're not meant for the, what's it called? ESPN crew of announcing a basketball game. You are an unbelievable podcaster. You are an unbelievable entertainer. You're probably going to be a decent coach. You are a great player. You're not. Maybe it's Burke. Maybe it's Doris Burke messing it up. But am I the only one that's noticing that the ESPN play-by-play color commentating broadcast crew at this moment in time between Mike Breen, JJ Redick, and Doris Burke in many ways is ruining the ESPN broadcast during these NBA playoffs? I don't want to go I'm not trying to spread hate in any manner. I just want to warn people, like, if we're getting rid of Inside the NBA, that means that who knows what the other halftime shows are going to be. And if you're telling me that the halftime show that we're going to have to go to every night is an ESPN halftime show with that type of cast, Stephen A., Wilbon, Bob Myers, that's a great it's cool. I like those guys. I think they're all funny in their own way. But all they did was hate on Tatum at the halftime show. They did not talk about anything else. That is disrespect. That is not being fair. Do y'all remember Jason Tatum? I'm pretty sure he had like 2 points in Game 6 against Philadelphia last year at halftime. He finished with like 28, and he hit 5 threes in a row in the fourth quarter, and he sent the series back to Boston. First of all, you can never count Jason Tatum out. That's the first thing. Criticize him all you want for missing shots. Everyone says he's not Kobe. He's Kobe because he's going to continue to shoot the ball. He's not going to get, butt hurt or stop shooting. He is going to demoralize you. He wants to demoralize you as an opponent. And the amount of times he misses it, in many ways, those misses are makes. Nasty came on the show a couple days ago. He says, even when I lose, I win. Jason Tatum could say the same thing about every time he misses a shot. Anytime I miss a shot, I'm actually making a shot because the defense has to do so much. It sucks the entire wind out of a defense. When Tatum has the ball, his presence is beautiful. The ball boys. This is a beautiful, beautiful statement. Ooh, well, fellas, I have a special member joining us very shortly. He goes by the name of Nathan. And I just sent him the link to come hop on the morning jackpot. Let's get the vibes going. Let's leave a like on the YouTube. Let's subscribe to the YouTube channel. Sign up for SoBet if you haven't already. SoBet.io. They also have an app. Go to the App Store, download SoBet, and have some fun. I mean, how much money did I make yesterday? I'm just gonna go check out SoBet right now because, fellas, I posted on SoBet, and let's just say I myself was giving out some winning picks. So let's check it out. SoBet. .io. We're going to SoBet.io. JT for 3. Timeout. Indiana. Shout out. All right, can y'all see this? Bet. All right, chat. So let's see here. We got what up, bro, giving out some picks already. Got Yankees money line. Oh, that's from yesterday. That's a recap. All right, let's find me yesterday. Let's see what I got yesterday. See, I gave out some opinions yesterday, to say the least. And, you know, ignore the bottom two. Ignore the bottom two. That's all I'm going to say. You know, if you know me, I'm going to stay very consistent with my opinions on Jason Tatum. It's more of a ride or die mentality when it comes to Jason Tatum. But the other picks, Celtics -9, pretty sure that hit. As a matter of fact, it did. Jaylen Brown over 1.5 threes. I mean, the kid had 40 points. Look at the explanation on this. Will come out swinging after not making an all-NBA team. What a fucking joke. They poked the bear. Did they poke the bear? I don't know. 40 points. That sounds like, they poked the bear. And then Peyton Pritchard, PP, has been so reliable these playoffs. Love this even more if the Celtics blow them out, which they did. So as long as you ignored these two, life is good. He did not score 50 points. I was wrong. My bad, guys. Anyways, I'm not the only person on SoBet. They're giving out picks and predictions every single day. The best sports betting handicappers in the world. You got a little picture of beautiful Derek White right there. Bald and beautiful. We got Celtics -4.5 first half. That was a great play. Great play. That shit hit. 6 points there. We got some baseball plays, but if you're new to SoBet, please sign up. We had Gutsy, who, let's check out what Gutsy's doing right now, because my goodness, this kid is hot. He is hot, to say the least. So 2 days ago, he had an 8-unit winning day. He gave out 6 plays, and basically, a couple of them bricked, but everything else hit, and he won you quite some money. 8-unit winning day. Then the following day, he had a 3-0 sweep day, up 4.79 units. You got Pirates first 5 money line, Yankees first 5 money line, and Padres first 5 money line. I mean, that is just strictly business at the end of the day. You're missing out on all the plays on SoBet.io. So if you are new here, go sign up for SoBet using code Jackpot. But anyways, let's get back to the program. Let's get back to the show. We got a chat here. He's getting LeBron hate without the LeBron supporters in the media. Jose, I am his supporter. And that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm doing the best of my jobs right now. I feel like I could be better. But I'm going to rise. I'm going to come to play. And I'm going to be ready. I'm not ready yet because I want to see him win it. I want to see him get it done. I'll be there every step of the way. I'll support him every step of the way, and the Celtics every step of the way. But once the Celtics win the championship, what's everyone going to say? And then what am I going to say to everyone's saying? That's ultimately what it comes down to. I'm going to see how the media reacts to a Celtics championship. I know how I'm going to react, because 2.5 years ago, nobody had Tatum on their radar. Now he's the best player in the league. How is that even possible? I don't know. Maybe because I called it. Just saying. He's the greatest player ever. He simply is. And he doesn't deserve the hate that he's getting right now. But man, I was watching last night's game. Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Drew Holiday, Peyton Pritchard. They were all hitting. I mean, D White shoots a three, drains it. Brown shoots a three, drains it. PP shoots a three, drains it. Tatum, brick. White, drains it. Tatum, brick. y'all get mad about that. I'll just enjoy it. I'm like, Tatum missed the shot. That's funny. How'd he miss it? Let's see how he missed it, because that's got to be impossible, right? No, he missed the shot. Oh, sometimes you just don't make it. It's a make or miss league. And I've heard those words out of Tatum's mouth himself. So I don't think Tatum is a person that is getting too bothered by his shooting struggles right now. As a matter of fact, his team's up 2-0, so I think he's pretty happy. Anyways, let's talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Dallas Mavericks. Nathan should be joining here shortly. Trying to find Celtics Pacers play of the day. Best bets. T-Wolf versus Mavs. All right. If I had to pick a winner game 2, it would definitely be the Timberwolves, because this series is going to be close. It's going to be back and forth. It's going to be a lot of alternating games. The home court advantage doesn't really mean much. It's just more of which team comes to play and which team plays better in a given night. You saw Dallas not necessarily at their best in game 1, but they look like the better team. They look like they controlled the pace. And obviously, Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, they are the closers. And Luka closed it out in game 1. But you guys need to remember, I said this a couple days ago, the Dallas Mavericks have 2 of the greatest offensive players in the history of basketball. And that in and of itself is enough, I think, to go to a finals. Now, would I rather play Minnesota if I'm Boston? Yeah, because I think Minnesota is a better, tougher opponent for the Celtics, and I want to play a tougher opponent because we played the Miami Heat, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Indiana Pacers now without all of their stars. And so you're going to hear that in the media today. You're not going to hear anything about Jaylen Brown's 40-point game. I already gave you my spiel on it. I thought it was fabulous. You're not going to hear another word about Jaylen Brown all day. He missed the All-NBA team, and people are just disrespecting him left and right. I get it. Yippee. But everyone's just going to talk about Tyrese Halliburton is out now, so the Celtics are going to cruise their way to an NBA Finals, and this is the easiest path in NBA history. When did we get to a point as a community where we just judge based off of, whoever you beat? If they weren't as good, then your win isn't as credible. Why is that the case? Can somebody explain that to me? Because I'm sitting here thinking, why is it that the Celtics are so negatively critiqued? Why are they always in such a negative form for the media? This is the Celtics we're talking about. So I guess the hate is going to be there because everyone's just jealous. But, bro, y'all are disrespectful. Anthony Edwards, you better hit your over tonight. Anthony Edwards is going to have 36 points tonight. I believe that Edwards will go over his 27.5. He did not hit his over last game. He was horrible last game. So he got to bounce back. If the Minnesota Timberwolves want to win this game, Anthony Edwards needs to play well. He needs to score. He needs to look to score and look to attack and look to be the main guy. Because if Edwards is not doing what Edwards should be doing, if Edwards not giving you 30, I don't think Minnesota has a chance. I really don't. I think Edwards has to match Luka's play. And in game 1, it was very funny to me. It's like Luka or Kyrie, they'd have the ball. Ant Edwards would be guarding one of them. And Luka or Kyrie would just take Anthony Edwards to lunch. Would just take him to lunch. Anthony Edwards he's a good defender, but Luka Doncic offensively is always going to trump. He's always going to trump Anthony Edwards, always. Kyrie Irving, offensively, will always trump Anthony Edwards. It's as simple as that. Hello from Germany. Let's go Celtics. See, at least somebody on this planet is saying positive things about the Celtics. And I hope that you from Germany don't have to listen to ESPN every morning or more so just the broadcast of the games because and I hope you just listen to my show. I'll hit you with the info. I'll tell you exactly what's going down in the simplest of forms, maybe a little more complicated than usual, but we are showing love here on the Morning Jackpot to Jason Tatum. We are showing love and appreciation to greatness. We don't hate on greatness, we appreciate it. That's why if the Morning Jackpot was around for all of LeBron James's career, we would have been appreciating greatness and not hating on it while it lasted. And so now that we're within 2 to 3 years of LeBron James retiring, everyone's like, "Oh, I should appreciate this and not hate on it anymore because when LeBron's gone, what do we do?" Keep that same energy for Tatum because everyone say, "Oh, he's 19 still. He's 26, and if you hate on him for 5 more years, he'll be 31 and he'll have 5 championships and he'll be the GOAT and nobody will be able to say anything." Like really, y'all are not going to be able to say anything about Jason Tatum. You're just getting it out while you can. Everyone, that's probably what it is. Everyone knows that the second that the Celtics win a championship, the second that Jason Tatum wins his first championship, I have the right to say that he's the best player in the league now. I've been saying that for a while, but everyone can counter me with he hasn't won a championship, Jokic has. He hasn't won an MVP, Jokic has. He hasn't won an MVP, Giannis has. When Jason Tatum wins that championship, you cannot say anything. You cannot. What can you say? That he's not good, that he doesn't, show up in the big moments, that he doesn't hit his big shots? He just won the championship. You cannot say, there's not a negative thing that people can say about Jason Tatum's game other than the fact that he's not hitting shots. That's the only critique. He's not playing well. He's not hitting shots. He's out to lunch. I texted my buddy this morning and I was like, man, why is the media so disrespectful right now? And they were just like, all we're going to have to hear this morning is how the Pacers, they didn't play well enough and Tyrese Halliburton is hurt and how Jason Tatum did not perform well. And one of my buddies was like, it's not that he's not playing well. It's that he's just sometimes not fully in it. He's not fully like involved in situations all the time. And as the best player on a team, you should have the ball in your hands. You should be controlling the offense. You should be deciding what's happening on defense and offense. And just, you should be more involved. I get that. But, and this is the famous words of my grandpa, he always used to say, Jack, you're out to lunch. What the hell are you doing on the court right now? You're out to lunch. And nobody's hating on me for being out to lunch. I'm allowed to be out to, people are allowed to be out to lunch. That's a normal thing in life. Sometimes your head is just not in it, and that's okay. But that means you got to flip the switch and lock in. And Tatum always does that. He always has a bad first half, 4 points, and then follows it up with a 20-point second half. There are levels to this. Tatum has it. Everyone else does not. Just another positive comment here on the Morning Jackpot, something you do not see anywhere else. Oh, hell yes. I am hearing people from First Things First, Sports Center, ESPN, but I don't care. Give Tatum and Brown his flowers. Celtics in 4. Wow, that is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. All right, we need to find some best bets for tonight. Play of the day. Best bets. Fire. I mean, let's look at the slate here. So we got the Mavericks at what's the line at? T Wolves. Uh, Damn, I'm just trying to find a line, bro. What in the world? Luca and Kyrie combined for 63 in game one. That's fire. Here we go. All right. So Mavericks Timberwolves game two. The Mavericks are +5. The total is 207. The Timberwolves are -5. The money line -210. So the Timberwolves are favored big in this one. I would say a 5-point spread after the Mavericks beat the Timberwolves. I mean, what are we doing? Is this like the world is just trying to tell us that the Timberwolves are going to blow out the Mavericks tonight? Or is this the Mavericks are just going to go up 2-0 and steal everybody's money and Vegas is going to win? Like, what's the consensus opinion here? Because to me, I don't see a world where the Timberwolves go down 2-0. Um, but man, it's just tough. It's a tough series to analyze because I think you just got to depend on the best players to play well. Whichever player shows up, that's going to be who wins. But I do think the best version of Luka Doncic is going to beat the best version of Anthony Edwards. I think that the best version of Kyrie Irving is going to beat the best version of Anthony Edwards. Like, do y'all notice how much the media has truly swung everyone's opinion? They even swung my own opinion. Monday morning, I hop on the show. The conference finals are set. And I was like, the Timberwolves are winning in 7. And it's not that I think the Timberwolves are winning in 7. I literally just want to play the Timberwolves because I want to shut Anthony Edwards up and I want to shut the media up. But Dallas could win. They respectfully, Dallas is not a threat to Boston, though. Like everyone's saying, once Boston gets to the finals, I wouldn't take them over Dallas or Minnesota. I'm like, they've been the best team all year. They have cooked both Dallas and Minnesota in given regular season matchups. They beat Dallas, I'm pretty sure, in every regular season game they played all year. Minnesota, we all remember Tatum in overtime, the Green Mamba. You know what I'm saying? Like, this team is so much better than everyone thinks they are. Everyone giving credit. Um, but I'm gonna look at what exactly was said this morning between me and my buddies in a group chat because I felt like it was fascinating. I felt like their points that they were delivering were respectable. So one of my buddies, he goes, "I just want to see Tatum taking all the negative energy out by going to the rack." Um Yeah, I mean, he does. He just got to go to the hoop. And when Tatum is at his best, he's going to the rack, he's dunking like he's LeBron, he's controlling the pace, and he's getting his open looks. I mean, I was in the gym yesterday and I was playing one-on-one against this kid that I never played one-on-one against, and he was like from Spain. This dude was nice. He was playing really good defense. And offensively, this was like I normally when I go to the gym, bro, I'm like just shooting by myself. There's no defense. So I'm like getting all these easy open looks. I'm like, damn, the game of basketball is easy. And yet I'm playing this kid one-on-one for the first time. And I'm like, damn. So this is what defense feels like. Okay. Haven't felt this in a couple of years. And it made me be more quick off of a first step. Like it made me focus on that first step, jab step. It made me focus on, the footwork aspect of the jump shot. It made me work on, hey, I'm going to go left here, but I'm going to swing it with my right foot. I'm going to plant that right foot into the defender so then I can push off of air and get a wide open three, a Tyrese Halliburton, a Jason Tatum step back three because it's wide open. The game of basketball in many ways has changed because of that step back three. I don't know if that was legal back in the day because, like in the NBA, there's the travel call is they don't really call it, but when they do call it, it's like, damn, that he took like 6 steps. So you can get away with a lot. I'm wondering that back in the day, did they have travel rules more in place so that the step back three, the way that every player does it now, did they basically say you can't do that? Because this move literally creates an inch of separation, which is all you need to get a shot off if you are a good shooter. Okay. Simply, simply put. What if they ban that though? What happens when the NBA says, all right, we see how good offense is getting. We're going to ban the step into a player that allows for the step back. I know I'm probably losing a lot of people here, but I'm trying to channel my inner JJ Redick. The way that I create every jump shot really is just because of that step that I put into a player and I'm able to step back a little bit or step to the side a little bit or step in front a little bit, but it's kind of illegal. Like I'm able to control the pace of my step back. And I feel like if there was no such thing as that first step to then, it's like the gather step, right? The gather step in many ways has created an offensive, what's the word? An offensive, like, damn, bro, spilling everything on me too. Offensive, 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 offensive. Bro, the word is on the tip of my tongue, which is why I'm not giving up on it. The gather step presents an offensive advantage. So imagine if they took away the gather step, it would make the game of basketball very interesting. I don't know if it would make it better. I think the gather step has created like a more of a showboat league, but defensively, that would help everybody out. If Lively plays well this series, the Mavs got a good chance of winning the conference finals, considering Timberwolves. Yeah, I mean, it's just tough because Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns present such an interesting matchup for any team. Like you really got a game plan to be like, all right, how are we gonna deal with these two bigs, right? Not every team, no team, frankly, has what Minnesota has at the big man position, which is these two big men that are frankly all stars. So Lively has been put in a tough situation to really play well. He's a rookie, and we praised him for his play against OKC. But man, if he comes in the West Finals and just plays the way that he should and plays well, you got to give your flowers. And I've already given my flowers to Derek Lively. But man, is he playing well? You got to continue to play well. And if he does continue to play well, then yeah, I think Dallas wins the series. I think that could be an X factor. Let's see what we got here. Top 5 players that have to step up right now. Karl Anthony Towns at 1, Derek Lively at 2, Jason Tatum at 3, Anthony Edwards at 4, and Miles Turner at 5. I don't hate that list. I mean, I would lower Tatum a little bit, but if y'all want to say that he needs to step up, that's fine. I do think that he's not playing his best basketball, if that's what y'all want me to tell you. Like, I think Tatum could be playing a whole lot better, but I think he would say the same thing. And I think anybody on planet Earth would say the same exact thing in any time, in any moment, because you just want to continue to get better. And Tatum knows he's not hitting shots right now. If those shots are falling, bro, he's averaging 47 points a game on 5 of 8 shooting from 3. People need to understand he's not making his 3-point shot right now, and he's still scoring, and it's a quiet 25 or it's a quiet 36. Imagine when he starts hitting. Imagine. That's my question is like, We're all hating on Tatum. We're all hating on Jason Tatum's not playing well. Jason Tatum needs to step up. And the Celtics are up 11 points. I'm asking myself, if you're up 11 points and your superstar is not playing well, shouldn't that be a positive for your team? Shouldn't that be like, oh my God, when Tatum starts playing well, holy shit, the Celtics are the greatest team in the history of life. That's my thoughts on it. But no, the media is like, because Tatum's playing well, let's just try and ruin this dude. Let's just try and make sure his mental health and his mental well-being is unsteady for the rest of time. Let's bully Jason Tatum out of the NBA. That's what the media, in my opinion, is trying to do in this very moment. I've had enough. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. Not for a second. Coming down with a little cold. Trying to get Nathan in here for the final 10 minutes. We'll see if he hops on. Please ask any questions. If you guys have any other questions about the Celtics Pacers game 2 or what we got going on tonight between Minnesota and Dallas. I don't know, man. I lean Minnesota, but that 5-point spread, that's scaring me a little bit. That's like Dallas might come in here and just take a 2-0 command and lead. We've seen it before in these playoffs, haven't we? Last series, Minnesota did it to Denver. Right now, please like the video if you haven't already. Please subscribe to the SoBet YouTube channel. I appreciate everybody tuning in as we wrap up a great week of the morning jackpot presented by SoBet. We are live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern time, talking all things NBA, giving you guys the picks, the plays, and the predictions. Maybe getting you one play from SoBet, but if you're not already on SoBet, please sign up using code jackpot. You will not regret it. All right, we got to find a play of the day. I think that's the consensus in this moment. Play of the day. All right, let's see. So, let's see if we got any plays on SoBet so far. D-Pack. This guy D-Pack picks on SoBet is up 100 units this month. That's crazy. All right, some MLB plays. We got Royals money line. We got Astros -1.5. Says Justin Verlander has been up and down this season, but he still owns a respectable 3.97 ERA. Yeah, if Verlander's on the mound, he has been up and down, but I would rely on Verlander over any pitcher in the history of life. Cubs first 5 innings. Yeah. Cubs -0.5 first 5 innings. I like that play too. Those are from Pick'em Petey. Oh, TP3 bets. We got TP3 bets on SoBet right now, delivering his NBA plays of the day. So let's go check them out. Let's go see what the read up is on TP3. TP3. All right. Here we go. Can y'all see that? Yes, you can, I think. Beautiful. All right, play of the day. Here it is. Minnesota Timberwolves. First half, -3.5. 1.1 units. And then Wolves -5, 2.3 unit max. His explanations for both of these are great. One, he says for the first half, -3.5. So they got to win the first half by 4 points or more. He says, I love backing home teams off a game one loss in the first half of game two. This spot hasn't been available much these playoffs, and typically the home team is in desperation. Minnesota looked tired last game, and they should feed off of the crowd here and show their adjustments early on. Dallas should be fat and happy off a game one win, so I expect Minnesota to come out strong. And then for Wolves -5, he's got a max play on it. He says if you lose by 3 or more at home in the NBA playoffs, you are 55-29 against the spread if your next game is at home. Minnesota will not get swept here, and I like Dallas to win in game 6. Sorry. He likes Dallas to win in 6 games. Minnesota was the 4th best team at home in the NBA this last season. It had the best defense in the NBA. I expect the slow pace and defense to be defending like madmen. Also, Edwards and Cat should play much better here. I could see a Ant 40 burger. I love it. I love it. Sign up for SoBet using code Jackpot to get all of those picks, plays, and predictions every single day. We're giving you, a glimpse on the morning jackpot, but the idea and the hope is that you love SoBet enough, you love the opinions enough, and you love the picks, plays, and predictions that we're giving out here on the morning jackpot presented by SoBet, that you're going to go sign up for SoBet and pay the $9.99 a month just to get the best sports betting handicappers giving you the plays, picks, and predictions every single day. You can listen to me, but you don't have to listen to me all the time. You can listen to other people too, maybe it's damn near Twitter, but you pay for it and you're getting expert analysis that is reliable. It's not like on Twitter or on Instagram, you're just getting a bunch of information. You don't know what to trust, what not to trust. You kind of just, everyone sounds pretty confident. On SoBet, they have been hired and they have a track record of greatness, of reliability from a sports betting standpoint. So it's a no-brainer in my eyes. You go sign up for SoBet. SoBet.io is the website. You use code JACKPOT to sign up, JACKPOT. Very self-explanatory. And let's see here. The morning jackpot. Right down below. Jackpot. See it? That's the code to sign up. I have not drank much of my Celsius. And I'm still yapping. And I am still yapping. All right, so is the play of the day Timberwolves -3.5 first? I love the first half. I don't know how I feel about the full game because I think Dallas could flirt their way in the game, or they could flat out win this game, right? But I feel like the right opinion is that Minnesota comes out hot, comes out swinging, and makes a statement early in game 2. Do they let their foot off the gas in the second half? Who knows? But take the 3.5 because Minnesota's winning the first half by 10 plus points. I guarantee you guys they're going to be up big at halftime, or at least up by like 8 or 9. Oh, Parlay Poppy is posted. All right. He's also on Royals money line. So it looks like we got 2 plays on Royals money line. We got Giants versus Mets. We got an over 7.5 in that game. The over 7.5 runs in Giants versus Mets. Gutsy. So Gutsy's been the hottest better on SoBet. And he's got a max play for today. We don't know what it is yet. But Gutsy, the hottest better on SoBet. The SoBet. If you want to talk about SoBet, is Gutsy. He's the man. You go on it. You got all these different sports betting handicappers. If there's one guy, it's like there's all these talented players in the NBA that know how to make a 3-point jump shot. But when there's 3 seconds remaining, when there's 10 seconds remaining, you're down by 2 late in the fourth quarter, 10 seconds remaining. Who's getting that last shot? Who's taking that last shot? When I go on SoBet, I got all these different people on here giving out the picks, plays, and predictions. Who am I going to? I want Iguodala. Gutsy picks cash. I mean, 4.79 unit winning day yesterday, 3-0. He has a max play coming in. A max play coming in, first of the season. It has been placed. He is 31, 10, and 1 over the last 42 max plays. It's just it's a no-brainer. Wow. I can't believe the Oilers won last night, too. That was a crazy game. Oh. What's Jose got to say? Say we sweep the Pacers. I'm kind of nervous having KP coming back to the finals. Are you too, or think Horford will be fine? So, yeah, first of all, I would not play Kristaps Porzingis for the rest of this series. I would literally not throw him out there for a second. Not 1 second of the series, regardless of if it's a 4-game series, a 5-game series. The time that I bring Kristaps in would be game 6. I would put him in there for game 6, and even then I wouldn't even put him in there. Like, I think this Celtics team is more than good enough to beat the Pacers fairly easily, okay? Especially if Tyrese Halliburton not playing. So I wouldn't play Kristaps up until the finals. And then once you get to the finals, you have to throw him in there if you're playing Minnesota, because the Minnesota Timberwolves have 2 dudes. We need Kristaps. We need Kristaps against Minnesota. Against Dallas, we don't need Kristaps. It would be nice, but I'm telling y'all right now, this Celtics team without Kristaps, they're the best team in basketball. With Kristaps, they're the greatest team in the history of life. What up, Dex? How we doing, bro? We got a kick member. That's fire.
What's happening? What's going on,
Nate,
chat?
I feel like it's important that you and I just have, even if it's a 5-minute conversation right now, but it can be longer. It can be 10 minutes, 20 minutes. You seem to be feeling great. I hope you had a great morning.
Yeah.
But my goodness, man, we talked about a lot today on the show. I kind of just expressed my thoughts on how Jason Tatum is being disrespected at every manner of the game, and how the ESPN broadcast needs to be canceled, and how basically the halftime show is a disgrace to basketball. And
was that the synopsis of the show?
Like, generally speaking, yeah.
But okay, look, let's be real for a second. Jason Tatum's the second option on this team. All right, it's JB. It's been JB. All right, I'm gonna stop trolling.
Yeah, you just come in here, you're trolling right now. I get it. It's fine, but you're not like, you say you're trolling. People are saying that exact statement right now on today's day. Everyone is coming on air and saying Jaylen Brown is the first option.
Jaylen Brown is outplaying Tatum at the moment, but I don't think
there's nothing wrong with that.
Why
is there something wrong with that?
I don't think the identity changes yet. No,
I'm not. As a Celtics fan, I appreciate, if anything, that Jaylen Brown goes for 40 points. And I celebrate Jaylen Brown going for 40 points. And oh, by the way, even if Tatum has 4 points at halftime, he's always going to get you that 20 plus. He's always going to come in there and he's going to give you a 20-point second half performance. And he might not do it in the most flashy, fantastic way, but sometimes that's how the greatest ones approach the game. They don't need to do it in a flashy, fantastic way. They need to just get it done the right way. And when Tatum is taking it to the rack, my goodness, he's beautiful. But I don't understand why the media decides to say, hey, Jaylen Brown had 40 points, But nah, let's pick on Tatum today. Like, why can't we just appreciate what Jaylen Brown did?
Right. And I think we all do appreciate what Jaylen Brown did. And I there's something that I love about Jaylen Brown. Yesterday, he was asked after the game, "How do you feel about not making an NBA All Team?" He said, "I don't give a shit. We're two games away from the finals. This Celtics team is locked in."
Mhm.
But the only concern that you should have, Jack, because especially after yesterday, the Boston Celtics punched their ticket to the finals.
Yeah.
They won a
Tyrese
game
is hurt.
2. Tyrese is hurt. The Pacers just look like they got the soul sucked out of them. The real defining factor is game 3, because if they go up 3-1, it's over. If they
3-0, yeah.
lose and go down 2-1, then we might have somewhat of a series. But regardless, anyways, back to the point is the only concern you should be having is Jason Tatum going to show up in the finals? That is the one and only thing, because let's be honest, he hasn't necessarily, I'm not saying he played bad yet in the playoffs. He hasn't played up to a standard in the playoffs. And the last time he was in the finals, he didn't play good. So this finals for Jason Tatum is going to be everything. And I mean everything for you. And just like the main message and it doesn't matter who you play, Luka and no, the finals for Jason Tatum, and Jason Tatum in the finals is going to determine everything.
Can we just judge the Celtics and Jason Tatum and his performance based off of how the Celtics do in the game and based off of the result of the game? Because I think if you're the best player on your team, if you're the leader of your team, I could even say Jaylen Brown is the leader of the team, and I'm totally cool with that statement. And I don't think Tatum has anything to push back on something like that. But when you're the best player on your team and you're doing so many different things, not just scoring, when your team is winning, you should get a lot of credit. And I feel like he's not getting enough credit for what he's doing. And so when he gets to the finals, and if he's not shooting the way he should, but they're winning games, I just need to understand, can we appreciate what Tatum does? Because even if he's not scoring, he's always affecting the game in a positive way. His plus minus shows that. His ability to just be on the court shows that. His presence is taking him places, and people are ignoring that big time.
Yeah, his plus minus has been good. It's not as good as Jaylen Brown's. If Jaylen Brown ends up winning Finals MVP, do you realize you're cooked? I mean,
Yeah.
you could celebrate a Boston Celtics
I do.
championship, but you are
But Steph Curry also did not win that Finals MVP, and it was robbed because the media. No. I understand. The media decided that because they did not want to give Steph Curry the MVP. They knew that if you give this kid the MVP
right
in 2014, 2015, and you follow it up by giving him Finals MVP, and he just beat LeBron James, and he just won a championship and beat Cleveland, you're going to give him Finals MVP. He's damn near already more successful than LeBron's 2 championships in Miami. So the reason why they didn't give Steph the Finals MVP was simply because the media was salty and the media did not want to give it to him. I am tired of the bias in the media, and I'm seeing it happening firsthand all over again. I'm seeing it happen firsthand all over again with Jason Tatum. These are the 2 favorite players in my lifetime. Steph Curry and Jason Tatum. And all the media does is find ways to negatively critique them because they're biased against them. And I hate
everybody gets critiqued, Jack.
No, the Celtics were up 11 points. 11 points, and we're talking shit about Tatum.
Yes, Tatum gets criticized. Stephen Curry doesn't, bro. Like, everybody gets criticized a little bit, right? But like,
do you not understand that Steph didn't win that Finals MVP because the media did not want him to win the Finals MVP? It was not because Andre Iguodala deserved it. He did not. Respectfully, LeBron averaged like 50 points a game that series. Steph Curry was averaging 35 a game.
Fuck. But look, Stephen Curry was the number 1 option, and he didn't win Finals MVP, right? But if
the media, it's not Steph, the media. Golden State won the series 4-2. If you asked yourself before the series, how does Golden State win this series? Steph Curry needs to play well. If Steph Curry doesn't play well, they don't win. Steph Curry's the reason why they win. Steph Curry's the reason why they lose. How the fuck did he not win Finals MVP? That's the same thing that's going to happen with Jason Tatum here. I know it's going to happen.
If Jaylen Brown is the number one option, he's going to win Finals MVP. If Jason Tatum is the number one option, he's going to win Finals MVP. The number one option will rightfully win Finals MVP.
No.
Fuck what the media thinks.
No, it's
Fuck
not
what the
number one
fans
option.
think.
It's whoever
it is what
plays good.
we see.
Yes, if Brown goes out there and averages 37 a game and is the best player, fine. Give him Finals MVP. But what I don't want to do, is have Brown average 20 a game. He goes for 47 on a given night. Tatum stinks it up in a given night. The Celtics win by a lot. And then the media finds a way to say, hey, Jaylen Brown is better than Jason Tatum. We're giving it to Jaylen Brown. That's all I'm saying. If it is fairly won by Jaylen Brown, good, great, congrats. There's not a world where the Celtics win the championship and Tatum isn't the best player. He needs to beat Tatum in order for us to beat Dallas or Minnesota. And I, of all people, understand that more than anyone. They don't win the championship unless Tatum is the best player. So he wins Finals MVP.
Going back to my point, I'm saying if Jason Tatum doesn't win Finals MVP, it is on him. It is on
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yes, the fuck it is, bro. Stop making excuses for
it. I'm not making any excuses. I just explained why Steph Curry did not win Finals MVP in 2015, and he should have. And it was on the media, not Steph. Steph won his first championship. What else could Steph have done? He won the championship. He was the best player. He was the MVP of the fucking team.
The Warriors don't win that series without Iggy. The Warriors don't win that series in 2015 without Iguodala.
They don't win that series without Steph Curry.
Vice versa. I agree. You know what? I actually want to watch.
Who was more valuable? Who was more valuable?
I think Curry.
Okay, so Steph should have won Finals MVP, and he didn't because the media was biased. That's all I'm saying. The media is biased right now, Nathan. Am I wrong? Is the media biased right now against Jason Tatum? Say yes, please. Just say it.
Of course.
Okay, so they're biased against Tatum. If Tatum and Brown have similar stat lines, but Tatum never goes for 40, he goes for 36. You know, he gets his 10 points, garbage time points, whatever you want to call it. They're going to find a way. And it's not because Tatum didn't play well. If the Celtics win the championship, Jason Tatum played well. If he doesn't play well, they lose.
You know why I think it is? I think the media needs to see another type of Game 7, Game 6 performance from Tatum where he drops like 40 to 50 points and he needs to do something like that.
I mean, he just hasn't had one of those 40, 50-point games in a really long time. And I don't think he needs to with this team. I think Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are two guys that are more than capable of torching a 50 ball on your head.
Let's be real. You still think that Jason Tatum is going to be the next Michael Jordan, if not better. So you think at one point in his career, he's going to reach that era where he's going to put his team on his back. You just don't think that you just don't think that this is the team.
No, I mean, you could look back at all the greatest basketball players, Kobe Bryant, Steph Curry, Michael Jordan, LeBron. They've all had teams where to get that first one, sometimes you need a little extra help to just muscle your way over. And once you get it done, once you see how you do it, then it's like, all right, I feel like I could do this myself. And I'm not saying that Tatum and Brown ever separate. I want them to be together. I want them to be the duo for the rest of the time because I think Brown makes Tatum better and Tatum makes Brown better. And that is a beautiful thing. When a player can make another player better, you keep that shit together for as long as you possibly can. And for so long, for 6 straight years, as Celtics fans, this is not the start of the disrespect to the Celtics in the media. Every single year, the Celtics have had to deal with rumors around our player, Jaylen Brown, potentially being traded. Every single offseason. and we've gotten through it. We knew how good he was. And now here we are. We signed him to the $300 million deal. We got him locked down, but we also have Tatum. The Celtics are in the best position of any franchise, and it's not close. And that's why the bias is coming out, because everyone is jealous.
They're in the best position once they win a championship this year. If they do win a championship this year, I just knocked on wood for you, brother. Because here's the thing. Let's look at the box score last night, right? You love to say, okay, maybe Jason Tatum didn't play like the number one option, but he still played winning basketball. He played the most winning basketball of anyone. No, he didn't.
No, I didn't say that.
Well, he had more turnovers.
What I'm saying is, why are we critiquing Tatum's performance when the Celtics win by 25 and Jaylen Brown goes for 40? Like,
why is the media doing that?
Why is the media not doing their job, which is analyzing the game?
Well, because the media expects Jason Tatum to be the number one option. That might be.
It's not all about Jason Tatum. In my eyes, it is. In my eyes, I love Jason Tatum. I think that this whole storyline should be about Jason Tatum, but it's not. But the media is picking up on my storyline, and they're taking my actions and they're flipping them upside down.
Do you think you're asking yourself a little bit like, why does the media keep on deriding Jason Tatum? That's supposed to be my job,
but in a negative way.
Right.
I feel like the media is. I feel like the halftime show and the actual game itself, when I watched that game last night, I could not help but think, are they targeting me? And I don't want to sound like a jockey old, cocky jockey, but respectfully, I mean, I'm just trying to watch a basketball game. I'm just trying to appreciate Derek White coming around the screen and draining a three. I'm just trying to appreciate the defense of Drew Holiday, the greatness of Jaylen Brown, the beautifulness of Sam Hauser and Peyton Pritchard draining threes. And here I sit, and all I hear is Jason Tatum's name out of Doris Burke. Doris Burke, where's Jason Tatum? What's Jason Tatum doing? Doris Burke, you need to stop announcing. You need to be done. I think Doris Burke should not be an announcer anymore. And I mute the TV.
I agree. What the fuck did I tell you, bro? Jeff Van Gundy is dog shit. Wait, yes, he is. No, but Doris Burke is even worse.
Bro, Mike Breen is carrying the load right now of the ESPN broadcast, and it's the only thing keeping me from fully exploding on the broadcast and being like, this is the worst broadcast in the history of life, because we all know Mike Breen is Mike Breen, and you can't say shit about Mike Breen. He got the double bang going, right? But you bring JJ Redick in there, and it felt like JJ Redick was like the whenever a team feels like they have enough pieces, but not enough pieces. When an NBA team feels like they got a decent amount of pieces, but they don't have enough pieces, so they bring in this big name piece, but it doesn't actually work, right? Bradley Beal to the Phoenix Suns. I felt like JJ Redick being a broadcaster on this ESPN crew was very much a Bradley Beal to Phoenix move. And it was very much I love JJ Redick, but it doesn't work because maybe it's Doris Burke, maybe it's Mike Breen, maybe it's JJ. It doesn't work between the three of them. The chemistry is so off. I feel like I'm listening to three different people in three different time zones. Like it's like Mike Breen is announcing the game, and then all of a sudden, respectfully,
they're like on a Zoom call or some shit.
Yeah. Doris like tries to get it to go to commercial, and then JJ pops in for the final statement. I'm like, Doris, take it and say, my goodness, mama, there goes that man. But no, she's just gonna it's just bad, man. I'm tired of it, and all they do are hating on Jason Tatum right now. So that's where I get a little rattled, but it's everything. They're not doing well. And Stephen A and the whole halftime crew is being ridiculous at this point too.
Instead of what I'm rocking with is me, you, and Mike Breen. That'd be legendary.
See, that would be electric.
Electricity.
Let's see, we got a couple chats here. Fucking 40 or 50. The best player on the team, Jaylen Brown, is the second best player, and that's fine. They're together in the same team. We don't need them to compete against each other. Wow, such a great statement, man. It's like everyone else is fighting over who's better, and I'm like, we got both of them, so it don't even matter. And I know who's better, and that's fine. Can Jaylen Brown be the greatest basketball player ever? Sure. Then Jason Tatum is the greatest basketball player ever, plus he's the greatest human ever. Like, that's this duo. Jaylen
I feel
Brown is
bad for you, Jack.
beautiful. Why?
I feel bad for you because your favorite basketball team is up 2-0 in the Eastern Conference Finals, and you can't even enjoy it.
I can't even enjoy it. They've ruined it. The media has ruined. I started crying earlier on the show because I get on here and I'm like, this has been the greatest team in my lifetime that I've been able to witness. And the media has ruined it for me. They've made me not enjoy it. And maybe it's just because, hey, man, you know, the Celtics are really good and they're cruising and they're getting all these injuries against other teams. And it's like you get the luck of the draw. But, man, it's disappointing to see the media react this way about such a great team. It simply reminds me of every year of LeBron James and the way they hated on a man that was the greatest at the sport that he was playing.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's better, Kevin Harlan or Mike Breen? You see, that's 1A and 1B right there. Honestly,
Mike Breen.
I'm taking Mike Breen though. I love Kevin Harlan though. When he gets excited, I think he's more fun than Mike Breen.
Yeah.
Mike Breen's bangs. He's more classic, obviously, but you can go either way. You really can't go wrong. I'm gonna give the slight edge to Mike Breen.
Edwards scores 18 points in Game 7, and
I'm not gonna let
Tatum scores 36 in Game 1 of Eastern Conference Finals and has 10 in OT alone, and he gets bashed. And hey, don't forget, Thomas, Edwards also had like 12 points in Game 1, so you can throw that stat line in there too to make it sound and look a little bit better.
Hey, Game 2 is tonight. We'll see how shit changes.
Yeah, but react to Edwards after the first half the same way you react to Tatum after the first half. And the TNT crew didn't do that. The TNT crew knew exactly that it's a 2-half game. They knew exactly that Edwards impacts the game on both ends of the floor. He's getting doubled. We all know that. But so is Tatum. And Tatum is getting every best defender every trip down. And when Andrew Nembhard is switched onto him, it's cookies and Tatum gets it, right? But Tatum has all the attention. He's doing the best he can. But I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the idea that Anthony Edwards scores 18 points in a Game 7, 12 points in a Game 1, and there is zero reaction about it.
Yeah.
The media is doing this on purpose, Nathan. I got to get out of here sooner than later, so wrap it up with a fire hot take, and then we'll close this thing out. What do you say? Like, shock me.
The Philadelphia 76ers will win the NBA championship next year.
I mean, I don't hate that take if they get Jimmy Butler. I really don't.
They're not going to get Jimmy Butler. They're going to get Paul George.
No, I would get Jimmy Butler. We cook Paul George. The Celtics, if you're the Philadelphia 76ers, you got to take a book. You got to take a page out of the Celtics book. The Celtics were...
That page is Tobias Harris. Get him the fuck out of there.
No. The Celtics last year were a championship contending team. They had enough to do it, in my opinion. Tatum gets hurt. What did they do? Instead of saying, all right, let's just run it back with the same group and see what we got, which is what Denver's about to do, and they're going to just be a second round exit next year, the same way they were this year. But they signed Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. They made their team 10 times better. If you're Philadelphia, you understand you have Joel Embiid and you have Tyrese Maxey. That is a hell of a duo to build around, to build your franchise around. What is the one thing that can help you beat the team that you know you have to beat? Because nothing else matters. You don't have to beat Milwaukee. You don't have to try and beat Chicago, this, that, and
Jimmy Butler.
It's about the Boston Celtics and beating the Celtics if you're the Philadelphia 76ers. We've seen the difficulties between Jimmy Butler and Pat Riley at the start of this early offseason. If I am the Philadelphia 76ers, I make Jimmy Butler back to Philadelphia.
Do you
Not
think that
a
door is
dream,
already closed?
but a reality. What?
That door might already be closed, though.
Why? No, I think
Because sometimes in the NBA, You just can't reopen closed doors. James Harden is never going to be a 76er again. Jimmy Butler, when he was disrespected by the franchise, Tobias Harris over me, Tobias Harris over, like that door is closed. I think the Heat are going to find a way to get a star, maybe DeMar DeRozan, maybe someone, anyone this year. And the Miami Heat are going to be scary next year. But I think the 76ers, my take is the 76ers get Paul George and they just become scary. Like
Paul George would be a good one. I like what you said about Jimmy Butler not to Philadelphia because of the closed doors aspect of it. It's like we all want to see KD back in Golden State, but you got to imagine there were some tricky things behind closed doors that occurred that we don't even know about, and that's probably not a realistic reunion. The same thing goes with Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics. Why the fuck did Larry Bird, the greatest basketball player in Boston Celtic history, never come back to Boston when he retired? Why was he never showing up the way Paul Pierce does? Paul Pierce is sitting courtside every single game. We haven't seen Larry Bird in 25 years. And that's because there was a falling out between the front office and Larry Bird. And therefore, that shit, that affects relationships and how people act.
Jack,
what?
How do we feel about this? OKC will be, I'm going to jump on the OKC bandwagon next year if they do this. Okay. Russell Westbrook to the Thunder, come off the six-man bench, be the sixth man, along with KD. Dude, I've seen some graphics of it. I've seen some edits. Get Oklahoma City a fucking ring already, bro. Think of all the legendary teams, the legendary eras that Oklahoma City has brought to our generation as NBA fans.
Right? I would trade like Josh Giddey, Lou Dort, and like a bag of chips for KD, and then Westbrook could get there on your own. Right, Westbrook got to just get there on his own. KD for a bag of chips and Lou Dort. Call it a day. You got the OKC reunion.
And Oklahoma City has so many fucking draft picks, so they can make it work.
That's what I'm saying. Make a move. Get aggressive because you got to beat a team like the Boston Celtics. Why are you having a light bulb moment, bro?
Wait a second. Bro, did you know that the Phoenix Suns don't have a draft pick, not even a first round draft pick? They don't have a draft pick until 2030. Who the fuck are they going to pick up, bro?
They don't have a draft pick?
Yes, bro. They don't have a draft pick. They don't have a single draft because they went all in for their big three. You gotta burn it down.
Yeah, so I don't think you got. Do you burn it down, or you just fully commit to it for the next year or two?
And then bro, I should be a fucking GM. I really should be a fucking GM.
Yeah, but Phoenix isn't going to give away KD, are they? I would love them to, but I don't think they're going to. They literally sold their soul for Kevin Durant. You're not just going to trade him after a year and a half. The only way is if he asks for it, and if he's unhappy.
Keep D-Book and Beal, trade away Kevin Durant for literally just draft picks.
Or get a bag from OKC. They have pieces. They have pieces and draft picks. If there's a team you want to try and get assets from, it has to be OKC.
It has to be.
Yeah,
OKC,
so I'm Phoenix,
OKC is the
rebuild around D-Book.
Yeah, exactly. And Oklahoma City is the perfect city for trade bait. Get Josh Giddey out of there because he gets too giddy up, and then get the draft picks. You could trade a fucking second round pick for Russell Westbrook, to be honest. So he can get there on his own. And then they win a championship together right off in the sunset. And there we go. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is born from there.
Shout out that. So next week we'll have a great slate of shows. But to kind of preview into next week, you asked a question yesterday we didn't get to answer. And we'll save the debate for next week, but I just want to set the stage for the people. Who has the most to gain from a championship this year? In my opinion, it's a fairly straightforward answer of between the four faces of the league that are up for debate here. And obviously Tyrese goes down, so you could basically leave him out of this conversation at this point. And you could probably throw Kyrie in there. So I would go Tatum has the most to gain. Luka has the second most to gain. I think Ant has the third most to gain, and Kyrie has the fourth most to gain. That would be my order of 1 through 4, least to gain or most to gain. But ultimately, it comes down to Tatum, Luka, and Ant all have a whole lot to gain. But where it becomes different is if it not to gain, but to lose. How much do you have to lose? And to me, I think Luka does not really have much to lose. Ant definitely has nothing to lose. Tyrese has nothing to lose. Jason Tatum has everything to lose. So that's where the difference is.
Well said.
And that's where my take stands.
I'm going to keep Halliburton in this conversation just for the sake of him still being alive in the playoffs. I mean, the only reason why he was out in game 2 is because of some left leg soreness type of bullshit. So he's going to be back for game 3. He's going to be playing in game 3. Let's say the Pacers somehow pull off a miracle and make this a series. I'm not going to say they win the series, but make it a series.
Yep.
I'm putting Halliburton at the 4th most to gain. He has nothing to lose. Well said. This is his first year being an all-star, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he's, number 3, I'm actually going to put Luka. Number 2, I'm going to put Anthony Edwards, because if he wins a championship at the age of 22 with everything the media has been saying about him, bro, imagine the glazing. Just imagine. And number 1 is obviously Jason Tatum. He has the most to gain for this championship. He has been to 5 Eastern Conference Finals. This is it. This is it.
And I think that if you asked ESPN this question, they'd probably say Anthony Edwards has the most to gain, because if he wins it, then he's the next Michael Jordan, and he is already Michael Jordan. That's what everyone's going to say. But, respectfully, Jason Tatum has the most to gain. He has the most to lose. He has the most pressure. He has everything. This is Jason Tatum's year. We've been saying it for a very long time, and I'm glad that Moon Mozzarella caught in on our speaking terms and decided to get in on the phone. We are witnessing greatness.
For some reason, I thought his username said Moo Mazzulla. Coach Mazzulla.
Mazzulla in the chat. All right. I got to catch a train, respectfully. But yeah, I'm glad that you were able to hop on here for a little 25-minute segment. It was very fulfilling. And, we going to bring the energy next week the same way we brought the energy this week. It was a great, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday were some great shows, and we build off
game 3 or game 4 when we
by the time we come back on air. The Celtics will have a closeout game to the NBA Finals, and the Timberwolves could also be getting swept at that point. Let's see our final chat of the episode. Even if Tatum wins, they'll find a way to take it away from him. Couldn't have said it better myself. But Thomas, I promise you I will be there. I will be there with this mic ready to give my claims, opinions, and words of wisdom to why Jason Tatum is the greatest basketball player of all time before the greatness. And we are witnessing greatness in the year of 2024. That's going to do it for the morning jackpot presented by SoBet.io. Go sign up for SoBet using code JACKPOT, JACKPOT. $9.99 a month, 33 cents, bro. Gutsy's up about 157 units. I won some money yesterday. I mean, all my bets were hitting on SoBet. So go sign up. The morning jackpot presented by SoBet.io. We are live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern time every single weekday to talk about the NBA playoffs. So we will see y'all Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern time, and hopefully every single day next week. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Please subscribe to the SoBet YouTube channel, and we will see y'all next week when the Celtics are up 3-0, and I'm going to have a brew.